من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيلا عزيز رحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون لقد حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاءها المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم اثنين فكذبوهما فعززنا بثالث فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم لئن لم تنتهوا لنرجمنكم وليمسنكم منا عذاب عليم قالوا طائركم معكم أئن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرا وهم محتدون وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون أتخذ من دونه آلهة إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغن عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون إني إذا لفي ضلال مبين إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون قيل ادخل الجنة قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون بما غفر لي ربي وجعلني من المكرمين وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعده من جند من السماء وما كنا منزلين إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم خامدون يا حسرة على العباد ما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون ألم يروا كم أهلكنا قبلهم من القرون أنهم إليهم لا يرجعون وإن كل لما جميع لدينا محضرون وآية لهم الأرض الميتة أحييناها وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنه يأكلون وجعلنا فيها جنات من نخيل وأعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون ليأكلوا من ثمره وما أملته أيديهم أفلا يشكرون سبحان الذي خلق الأزواج كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون وآية لهم الليل نسلخ منه النهار فإذا هم مظلمون والشمس تجري لمستقر لها ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم والقمر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالأرجون القديم لا الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر ولا الليل سابق النهار وكل في فلك يسبحون وآية لهم أنا حملنا ذريتهم في الفلك المشحون وخلقنا لهم من مثله ما يركبون وإن نشأ نغرقهم فلا صريخ لهم ولا هم ينقذون إلا رحمة منا ومتاعا إلى حين وإذا قيل لهم اتقوا ما بين أيديكم وما خلفكم لعلكم ترحمون وما تأتيهم من آية من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها معرضين وإذا قيل لهم أنفقوا مما رزقكم الله قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا أنطعم من لو يشاء الله أطعمه إن أنتم إلا في ضلال مبين ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين ما ينظرون إلا صيحة واحدة تأخذهم وهم يخصمون فلا يستطيعون توصية ولا إلى أهلهم يرجعون ونفخ في الصور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وأن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تأكلون هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون ولو نشاء لطمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون ومن نعمره ننكسه في الخلق أفلا يعقلون وما علمناه الشعر وما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا أنعاما فهم لها مالكون وظللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند مهضرون فلا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون أولم يرى الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقا قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون صدق الله العلي العظيم.
اللہم صلی علی محمد و آل محمد. فاتحہ. آخر حسین ماں ہوں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں، نازو کے پال بیٹا جولی میں پھیلاؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں، کتنی تپش ہے بیٹا سایہ تیرا مناؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں، حکم یزید آیا تیروں پہ تیر آیا، لاشوں کے بعد لاشا زہرا کے گھر کا آیا، تنہا تجھے یہاں پر میں کیسے چھوڑ جاؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں، اجڑے نہ گھر کسی کا کرتی ہوں میں دعائیں، مقتل میں آ کے تجھ کو دیتی ہوں میں صدائیں، کیوں بولتا نہیں ہے آ کے تجھے مناؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں، ڈھونڈو کہاں پہ جا کے بیٹا کدھر ہے میرا، پانی دیا نہ اس کو جلتا جگر ہے میرا، ٹکڑے اٹھا اٹھا کے لاشا تیرا بناؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں، دربار شام میں کیوں زینب کا سر کھلا ہے، ہائے میری سکینہ کا کرتا بھی جلا ہے، اس حال بے بسی میں بیٹا میں مر نہ جاؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں۔ روئے قبر میں نے بیٹا مقتل میں روئی ہوں، دربار شرابی میں روتی رہی ہے زہرا، روتے ہوئے حسن سے نوحہ تیرا لکھاؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں۔ نازو کے پالے بیٹا جولی میں پھیلاؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں۔ اتنی تپش ہے بیٹا سایہ تیرا مناؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں۔ بر محمد و آل محمد صلوات۔
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Our visiting speaker, Sayyid Mohsin Kashmiri from Tampa, my respected elders, brothers, and sisters in Iman, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let us remember all marhumin listed on the screen, as well as all other marhumin with the Surah al-Mubarakat al-Fatiha. Let us also remember all those in need here and elsewhere, as well as all those listed on the screen with the dua shifamris. Let us recite together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Amma yujibul mutharra idha da'ahu wa yakshifu su. Amma yujibul mutharra idha da'ahu wa yakshifu su. أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء يا الله. The Ladies Committee invite all ladies to attend an interactive burial demonstration at Orlando Memorial Gardens this coming Sunday, January 5th. It will begin at 2 p.m. For further details or to contribute, please contact Sister Sukina John Muhammad. Let us now invite Sayyid Mohsin Kashmiri to please come forward for tonight's majlis. Bar Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad salawat.
بسم اللہ۔ اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد۔ السلام علیکم جميعا ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ۔
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الغوي الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين والنار للملحدين والجنة للموحدين والصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على حبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا والشفيع ذنوبنا سيدنا ومولانا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المنتجبين المنتخبين المظلومين واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم ومنكري فضائلهم من ليلتنا هذه إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد، عظم الله لكم ولنا الأجر. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase your and our reward for mourning Imam Hadi alayhi salatu wa salam's Shahadat. A brief introduction of Imam alayhi salatu wa salam, and after that we'll focus on one of the struggles of Imam al-Hadi alayhi salatu wa salam. Imam was born in 212 after Hijrah in the city of Medina and eventually assassinated on the orders of Mu'taz al-Abbasi in 254 after Hijrah in the city of Samarra. Imam's father, Imam al-Jawad alayhi salatu wasalam, you know him all. But his mother, Samana Maghribiya, she was a Kaniz, or let me say it, slave. Imam Jawad alayhi salatu wasalam officially married Mamun's daughter, al-Fadl. But she was never able to bear children for Imam al-Jawad alayhi salatu wasalam. Even though she belonged to the elite family of that society. She was the daughter of the king, Mamun. Not only that, rather from Bani Hashim, and they were closely related to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala. But this Samana Maghribiya, Imam al-Jawad alayhi salatu wa salam bought her for 70 dinars. And she was able to bear a son like Al-Imam al-Hadi alayhi salatu wasalam for Imam al-Jawad. And this is what, where we need to understand when it comes to Islam, when it comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your background, your race, your money, these things do not matter at all. Samana Maghribiya. Imam has a very beautiful statement about his mother. And remember, infallibles or ma'sumeen, they do not exaggerate. They tell you the truth. Imam says that hiya arifatun bihaqqi. She's a staunch believer in my imamat. Because we have found certain women, I don't want to name her, but she would tell Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, "Ataz'amu annaka Rasulullah?" Do you assume that you are the prophet of God? But here, Imam alayhi salatu wasalam says, no. عارفة بحق لا يقربها شيطان مارد ولا ينالها كيد جبار عنيد. Shaitan has no access to her. And she cannot fall in his trap. This is a very big statement from an infallible for someone who is not ma'soom. لا تتخلف عن أمهات الصالحين والصديقين. She's no different from the mothers of righteous people, like Maryam alayha salatu wasalam, like Khadija alayha salatu wasalam. Who is she? A slave. Therefore, there are no obstacles, no hurdles. You can excel and you can reach to that highest stage where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to see you. Samana Maghribiya. Actually, our Aima alayhi salatu wasalam, if you count from Imam al-Kadhim until Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salatu wasalam, their mothers, all of them, they were what? Slaves. Including Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. I don't want to go into slavery right now because my time is limited. But just wanted to mention it so that we understand what is the criterion of virtue in the eyes of Islam. It is you and your piety, your own deeds. If there is anyone Sayyid, non-Sayyid, this does not matter in Islam. It's always you and what you have earned in this world. Imam alayhi salatu wasalam became Imam at the age of 8. It no longer became a matter of dispute among Shias of that time because they already had gone through this type of situation when Imam al-Jawad alayhi salatu wasalam acquired the post of Imamah at the tender age of 7. Because some Shias in the time of Imam al-Jawad, they got confused. They said that how come a nabaligh kid is going to be our Imam? But they fail to understand when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chooses someone, he's always either a born prophet or a born Imam. And we have a dalil, we have an evidence in the Holy Quran. Look at Jesus alayhi salatu wasalam, he spoke from his cradle. Inni Abdullah atani al-kitab wa ja'alani nabiyya. I'm the servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah has given me the book and He has made me His what? Prophet. So it was no longer a matter of dispute for them. Now coming to the struggle of Imam al-Hadi alayhi salam. Look, this life, whoever has lived on the face of this earth or is living has never been easy for anyone. We keep encountering problems and hardships of different types and natures. And so was the case for Al-Imam al-Hadi, specifically chosen people, they face more hardships than normal people. And therefore, you see in the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala advising the Holy Prophet, فَاسْبِرْ كَمَا سَبَرَ أُولُو الْعَزْمِ مِنَ الرُّسُلِ. O Muhammad, be patient like the resolute prophets. They will reject you. They will repudiate you. They will ridicule you. They will mock you. They will tell you Majnoon. They will pelt stones at you. But you stand firm. You preach. Your job is what? Preaching and doing that tarbiyah. This is how Imam Jawad alayhi salatu wasalam had to endure those hardships. When it comes to patience, we usually underestimate this word. What is patience in Arabic or in Urdu or in Gujarati? Sabr, right? Sabr. Sabr in Islam is a concept. It's not a word. And within this concept, the foundation of this concept lies deep in the trust of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let me give you quick 2 examples. Imagine you have to go to the airport in the middle of the night. You call an Uber, and the driver, he starts driving toward the airport. It's dark outside, and it's middle of the night. You fall asleep. But after maybe 10 or 15 minutes, you open your eyes. You see yourself somewhere in the forest. What will happen? If you will be in your senses when you open your eyes, right? The first thing that you will do, you will dial 911. The reason behind that is because the driver is a stranger. You cannot trust him. You do not know him. But if we replace that driver with our mothers, our mother is taking us to the airport, and you end up where? In the forest, like the same situation. Will you be frightened? No. Why? Because your mother is driving the car and you trust her. You know that she will not harm you. Therefore, know and have certainty that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is driving the car of your life. If you'll trust him, right, he will not ditch you. Or let me give you one more example. We do it every day. Almost all of us sitting in this prayer hall, and sisters as well, we all feel it every day. Majority of us, including me, we don't want to go to work. Is that right or not? This is how we feel at times. Because you get tired, Baba, working every day. But we still tolerate all the hardships of our work with just only one hope. What is that? We're going to get paycheck by the end of the month or bi-weekly. This is how it is with patience. That you tolerate the hardships for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you will be rewarded for that. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And the problem with us living in North America is that we raise our kids in fantasies. We only teach them one of the aspects of this life. That is what? Comfort. We don't teach them about difficulty. Give them both concepts so they have enough time to prepare themselves for handling the hardships of their life. You know, this life, worldly life, is a package of good and bad days. One day, two individuals were talking. Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wasalam was passing by. He heard them. One of them was saying to this another individual, La araka Allah makruha. May Allah does not show you any problem in this life, any hardship in this life. When Amir al-Mu'mineen heard it, he told him, Da'awta lahu bil maut. You have prayed for his death. He was perplexed. He said, no, I have prayed for him. I told him that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't show you any hardship, any problem in this world. Amir al-Mu'mineen said to him, that means death. Because there is no person, no man on this earth who hasn't go through the test. Look, there's a very beautiful saying, and I will move forward with Imam al-Jawad from Amir al-Mu'mineen. He says that ad-dahru yawman. Life consists of 2 days. Yawmun lak wa yawmun alayk. One day is yours, and one day is against you. The day which is yours, do not become arrogant. And the day which is against you, be patient. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is testing you through both situations. So Imam al-Jawad alayhi salatu wasalam had many hardships in front of him. Specifically, the biggest challenge for Imam al-Hadi alayhi salatu wasalam, the biggest challenge that he had, it was from the tyrants of Bani Abbas. He was contemporary to 6 different khulafa of Bani Abbas. Wathiq, Musta'in, Mu'tasim, Mutawakkil. But the worst among those 6 tyrants, who was famous for his cruelty, for his tyranny, for his oppression, is Mutawakkil. Who is the most infamous khulafa from the khulafa al-Muslimin? Who is famous for his tyranny amongst us? Huh? Yazid, right? He was 10 times worse than Yazid. Mutawakkil. 10 times worse than Yazid. Why? His extreme hate for Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam was limitless. There were no limits to it. That hate instigated him to unleash his tyranny and cruelty upon the descendants of Amir al-Mu'mineen and the Shia of Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam. The first thing that he did was he exiled Imam. Imam al-Hadi alayhi salatu wasalam was the most popular, most loved and honored person in the city of Medina. Burayha Abbasi was the Imami Jama'at of Masjid al-Nabawi. He wrote to Mutawakkil that if you want to rule Medina and Mecca, expel Imam al-Hadi from here. Therefore, they called Imam, they forcefully took Imam alayhi salatu wasalam to Samarra, which was a garrison town. And they just wanted to watch him 24/7. And let me add one more thing. In a way that neither Imam al-Hadi nor Imam al-Askari alayhi salatu wasalam, they were never able to get officially married. Their children were from the Kanis. They never got married like other Aima alayhi salatu wasalam, like Imam al-Jawad. And there is a reason behind it. I cannot open up that reason right now, but I will quickly tell you. As it was getting closer to 12, right, the siege around Aima alayhi salatu wasalam was getting tighter and narrower. They knew that the 12th will come. يَمْلَأُ الْأَرْضُ قِسْطًا وَعَدْلًا. He will restore justice and equality. And that was a great threat for the government of Bani Abbas. That is why they kept Aima alayhi salatu wasalam, specifically Imam al-Hadi and Imam al-Askari alayhi salatu wasalam, under watch. So this was the first thing that they did with Imam in 233 after Hijrah. In the same year, Mutawakkil ordered the demolition of Imam Husseini alayhi salatu wasalam's shrine. Today, many of you, I believe all of you have been to Karbala. Am I right? All of you, right? Be thankful to Imam al-Hadi alayhi salatu wasalam. If Imam al-Hadi alayhi salatu wasalam wouldn't have made those efforts, today we wouldn't have been able to locate the grave of Al-Husseini alayhi salatu wasalam. In 233 after Hijrah, he first raised the shrine of Imam al-Hussein to the ground. But some of the Shias, they came secretly and they built it again. But in 236 after Hijrah, he raised the shrine and the water was flown on top of the grave of Al-Husseini alayhi salatu wasalam, so that no one is able to locate, that grave. Muslims, they didn't take the contract of demolition. He gave it to a Jewish guy by the name of Dezaj. And historians report that the water didn't flow on top of the grave. Rather, it started flowing around the grave of Al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. This sort of tyranny. They were even scared and fearful of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam's grave. They just wanted to erase, the signs of Ahlul-bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. If poet, if he's awake, specifically if his conscience is awake, they usually spill the beans in their poetry. They challenge the tyrants. We had a poet in that time by the name of Abdullah bin Rabi. He has certain couplets about this incident in which he says, تَاللَّهِ إِنْ كَانَتْ أُمَّيَّةُ قَدْ أَتَتْ قَتْلَ ابن بنت نبيها مظلومة. He says, by Allah, if Bani Umayyah killed their own prophet's grandson mercilessly, فَلَقَدْ أَتَاهُ بَنُو أَبِيهِ بِمِثْلِهَا هَذَا لَعُمْرُكَ قَبْرُهُ مَهْدُومًا. Bani Abbas did the same thing. They followed the footsteps of whom? Bani Umayyah. And therefore today you see the grave of Al-Imam al-Husseini alayhi salatu wasalam raised and demolished. أَسَفُوا أَنْ لَا يَكُونُوا شَارَكُوا فِي قَتْلِهِ فَتَتَّبِعُهُ رَمِيمًا. They were regretful. Bani Abbas were regretful. For what? For not helping Al-Hussein? No. They were regretful that why didn't we join Bani Umayyah for murdering Al-Imam al-Husseini alayhi salatu wasalam. And that is why they came after his dead body now. Can you imagine? This sort of tyranny, this sort of cruelty from these people. Second thing about Mutawakkil. The main, source of his entertainment, apart from singing, gambling, drinking, and spending time with women, was what? Mocking Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam. He had a slave by the name of Ubadah who was bold. He would tell him to tie a pillow on his belly and dance in the middle where this Mutawakkil Mal'oon used to sit with his poets, and they used to enjoy their drinks, and he would dance for them. And for this Mal'oon, for this cursed Mutawakkil, it was Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam. His son Muntasir one day stopped this Ubadah. And then his father Mutawakkil told him, why did you stop him? Muntasir told him, isn't it a shame for you that you are mocking your own cousin, Ali? That had nothing to do with madhab. They had nothing to do with religion. They had nothing to do with the sanctity of Amir al-Mu'mineen. But they were looking at their, at their relation with them. He told him, isn't it a shame for you? If you want to mock him, just mock him whilst you're sitting with your own family members. Why do you want to mock him in front of these strangers? But he told his poets, write down some verses disrespecting Ali and Zahra alayhi salatu wasalam. And it was later on that his son Muntasir was instigated because of these, this mockery that he used to do for Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam. He was instigated and he killed his father Mutawakkil. This Mutawakkil Mal'oon, he didn't stop here. He made Shi'as and Sadat of that time suffer financially. Historians have reported that there were some households where multiple women had only one veil, one scarf, or one chadar, whatever you want to call it. And they would take turns to pray because they had only one chadar. And it is wajib to cover your head whilst you pray for sisters. And they had to take turns. Whilst this man threw a party when his son got circumcised in the name of Sunnat Rasul and spent 86 million dirham. While citizens within his territories did not have enough food to eat. He had dozens of mansions and 4,000 women. And they were ruling in the name of what? In the name of Islam and in the name of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is so sad. Today, the ideology that you are seeing in New Orleans, what happened? I don't want to go in that. This ideology comes from there. It's Bani Umayyah and Bani Abbas. And Imam al-Hadi alayhi salatu wasalam had to face this. Forget about this. He had a tutor for his children. Ibn Sakit is a famous Arab linguistic. He asked him one day that, do you love my children more or do you love Hassanain, Imam al-Hassan and Imam al-Hussein? He said, I love Ambar, let alone Hassan and Hussein, more than your children. What was his fate? His tongue was pulled out and he was killed. Ali bin Nasr al-Jahdami was one of the great scholars. He wrote one narration mentioning the virtues of Panjatan alayhi salatu wasalam. He got whipped 1,000 times for just mentioning one narration. Now you know that how hard is it to preserve the message of Ahlul-bayt alayhi salatu wasalam in those harsh times. My time is over. Just 5 more minutes and I'm done. I'll go into Masail. Imam al-Hadi alayhi salatu wasalam kept the Ziyarat of al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam alive in a way that once he was unwell, he told his companion Abu Hashim Ja'fari, can you go and hire someone who can visit Karbala on my behalf and pray for me over there so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives me shifa? Who is it saying? Imam al-Hadi alayhi salatu, who is unwell. Abu Hashim Ja'fari found a person by the name of Ali bin Bilal. He was Shia too. He said to Ali, Ali, can you, Imam will give you money, and can you go to Karbala and pray for Imam alayhi salatu wasalam's recovery? Ali bin Bilal was a person like me. He started thinking. He was, bewildered, perplexed. What's going on? Imam al-Hussein was Imam, and Imam al-Hadi alayhi salatu wasalam is Imam too. Why does a living Imam want me to go to the grave of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam and pray him, pray for him over there? How is it even possible? Abu Hashim Ja'fari came back. He returned to Imam al-Hadi alayhi salatu wasalam and said to him, Ya Mawla, Ya Ibn Rasulillah, this is what Ali ibn, Bilal is saying. Imam told him he's right. But remember one thing. There are certain, things in Islam which are specific for certain sites or certain times. And then Imam asked him, who was more meritorious, Rasulullah or the Holy Kaaba? I ask you, according to our belief, what is more meritorious? What is more afdal? Is it the building of the Holy Kaaba or Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? Of course, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, not that building. So when he asked Abu Hashim Ja'fari, what is more meritorious, Kaaba or Rasulullah? He said, of course, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, without an iota of doubt. Then Imam told him, despite that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded him to do the tawaf of the Holy Kaaba. Why? Because tawaf is specific for the Holy Kaaba. The acceptance of dua is specific for the grave of Al-Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. At times when our Shia, specifically our youth, they hear narrations like, if you go and visit Imam Hussein's grave, you will get the reward of 10 Umrahs or 10 Hajjs. They get confused. They think that, is Mecca more important? Is Kaaba more important? Or the grave of Al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam? No. Mecca is, and the Masjid al-Haram is virtuous and meritorious than Karbala. But Karbala has its own importance, right? Ziyarah is makhsus with what? With Karbala. Because it will take you back to where? To Mecca. to Kaaba. This is how Imam al-Hadi alayhi salatu wasalam kept this Shia doctrine alive. Even, with all those hardships and Imam was being washed, we have hundreds of ahadith which came to us from Imam al-Hadi alayhi salatu wasalam. We have Ziyarat Ghadiriyah. These ziyarat, when you look at them, they're not just the words. Rather, they are our aqaid, our beliefs. Imam al-Hadi alayhi salatu wasalam in his Ziyarat Ghadiriyah, he says that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala curse those people who picked up sword against Ali, and curse those as well against whom Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wasalam picked his sword. Both parties are in the hellfire. Why? Because Ali is the criterion of what? Haqq. These are what? These are the ma'arif. This is that belief system. Ayyuma alayhi salatu wasalam, they would find, a way how to deliver it. Like Imam Sajjad alayhi salatu wasalam did. Through what? Through Sahifa Sajjadiyah. Then we have one more legacy from Imam al-Hadi alayhi salatu wasalam. That is what? That is Ziyarat Jami'an Kabira. So all this, it was because of Al-Imam al-Hadi alayhi salatu wasalam that today you're able to visit what? Visit the shrine of Al-Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. Look, every Imam was assassinated. But all of them, they cried for Al-Hussein alayhi salam. Imam al-Hadi was poisoned by Mu'attaz Abbasi. But even at his deathbed, he was remembering who? Al-Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. Imam was poisoned. Imam passed away gharib and mazloom, Imam al-Hadi, no doubt, without any doubt. But Bani Hashim, according to narrations, the house of Imam was packed with them. They came out, and the people of Samarra, they gathered around Imam alayhi salatu wasalam's janazah, and Imam al-Askari prayed his salat. But there is one madloom. That is Al-Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. Whose grave is madloom. His loneliness. I will just 2 or 3 more minutes. I'm done. His loneliness. His ghurba. This poet, he speaks the heart of Al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. He says that, O Shia, mahma sharibtu ma'a adbin fadhkuruni. If you ever get to drink cold water, remember me. This water has no value today, right? But Imam alayhi salatu wasalam, he was not given a drop of it. His children were killed thirsty. أَوْ سَمِعَتُمْ عَنْ غَرِيبٍ. And if you hear that any gharib has passed away, cry for me. Imam Rida alayhi salatu wasalam says to Ibn Shabib, O Ibn Shabib, O the son of Shabib, in kunta bakiyan, if you ever wanted to cry, فَإِبْكِ لِلْحُسَيْنِ, cry for Al-Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. Why? Because of Imam's ghurba. When Imam bid his last farewell, he came out. The narration says, فَنَظَرَ يَمِينًا وَشِمَالًا. He looked toward right and left, and he couldn't see anyone. At that time, he called Muslim ibn Aqil. He remembered Muslim bin Awsaja. He remembered Zuhair bin al-Qain. He called them out. Ya Fursan al-Hijja, Ya Abtal al-Safa, O warriors, O my heroes, your Imam is calling you, but I do not hear your answer. It was the time when Imam wanted to mount on his horse, but there was no one to help the injured Imam. But there is no wonder that the sister of Imam Zainab, Salamullahi alayha, she came out from the camp and told Al-Imam al-Hussein, oh my dear brother, and no doubt that Ali Akbar is not alive, Abbas is not alive, your companions are not alive, but your sister is alive. I will help you to mount on the horse. Imam mounted on the horse and went toward the army of Yazid and told them, O army of Ibn Sa'ad, have I changed any religion? Have I changed the Shariat of Rasulullah? Oh, why do you want to kill me? They told him, because we hate your father. When Imam al-Hussein heard these words, he attacked them like a lion. He turned the Karbala upside down with his bravery. Umar ibn Sa'ad called out, you are fighting the son of Ali. Whoever where he is, throw whatever you have in your hands. Narration says, فرقة من السيوف, فرقة من الرماح, فرقة من الأحجار. Some people were, throwing their swords toward Imam al-Hussein. Some of them spears. But those people who did not have anything in their hands, they picked up stones and they were pelting stones upon Al-Imam al-Hussein. Imam fell on the ground, and this horse of Al-Hussein, he went to the camps. When he went to the camp, the first person to come and welcome this horse was the little daughter of Al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. You are all fathers. Do you know what this daughter of Al-Hussein asked this horse? Ya Jawad Abi, al-Suqya Abi am qutila adshana. Oh, the ride of my horse. I know that I have become yatim. I know that my father has been killed. But just tell me one thing. Did they give a drop of water to my father before he got killed? وَسَيَعْلَمُ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا أَيَّ مُنْقَلَبٍ يَنْقَلِبُونَ. ماتم يا حسين. يا حسين. يا حسين.
तेरा मातम मोमिन की निशानी है, शबीर तेरा मातम मोमिन की निशानी है, शबीर मातम मोमिन की निशानी है, शबीर तेरा मातम मोमिन की निशानी है। मातम करो शबीर का है ज़ैनब दिलगीर का, शबीर तेरा मातम मोमिन की निशानी है, शबीर तेरा मातम मोमिन की निशानी है। ये दाग नहीं लोगो, ये मौजज़ा मातम का सीने पे लिखी मेरी करबल की कहानी है, शबीर तेरा मातम मोमिन की निशानी है, शबीर तेरा मातम मोमिन की
غازی کا علم لے کے بازار میں آئے ہیں، روداد اسیروں کی دنیا کو سنانی ہے، شبیر تیرا ماتم مومن کی نشانی ہے، شبیر تیرا ماتم مومن کی نشانی ہے۔ زینب نے شروع کی تھی زندہ میں عزاداری، زینب نے شروع کی تھی زندہ میں عزاداری، صدیوں سے چلی آئی یہ ریت پرانی ہے، شبیر تیرا ماتم مومن کی نشانی ہے، شبیر ماتم مومن کی نشانی۔ آئی ہے صدا اب بھی کربل کی فضاؤں سے، شبیر حقیقت میں اسلام کے بانی ہے، شبیر تیرا ماتم مومن کی نشانی ہے، شبیر تیرا ماتم مومن کی نشانی۔ ماتم کرو شبیر کا ہے زینب دلگیر کا، شبیر تیرا ماتم کی نشانی ہے، شبیر تیرا ماتم مومن کی دے پرسا 72 کا زہرا کے لٹے گھر کا، ہر سال محرم میں یہ یاد دلانی ہے، شبیر تیرا ماتم مومن کی ہے، شبیر تیرا ماتم مومن کی سورۃ المبارکۃ الفاتحہ۔
السلام عليك يا رسول الله، السلام عليك يا نبي الله، السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدتي نساء العالمين، السلام عليك يا حسن المجتبى، السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله، وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك، عليكم مني جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك أئمة المسلمين علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا حجة بن الحسن يا صاحب العصر والزمان سيدي، على الأمان على الأمان الأمان السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن، السلام عليك يا كعبة الإيمان، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك توعا وتمتئه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآله